It goes up to 160 miles an hour. This thing will do it. It's an absolute rocket ship. This is a bike that struck fear into the hearts of motorcyclists all across the country at every red light. This is a baddest ass bike on the street at the time. And this one is somewhat of a wolf in sheep's clothing. Underneath the stock looking exterior is a set of Mikuni smoothbore carbs. All the hot rod things were done in the era. Smoothbore carbs, Kirker exhaust, in a 1075 Wiseco big bore kit to start it all off. Feast your eyes on the class of 1977. This was the muscle bike to have then, and here we are 46 years later, and it still is. The gentleman we purchased this from had owned the bike for 38 years, lifelong love affair, and he was only selling it because he was into his 70s now, but he took absolutely impeccable care of the bike while it was in his care. Never dropped the bike, never smashed it, and just took good care of it. A lot of these bikes are owned by young guys that didn't know how to maintain a motorcycle. This one is obviously a beautiful piece, and quite a bit of work has been done to it. I guess I'll start with the heart of the beast, because that's really the magic of this bike. This is a bike that dominated the street and drag strips for many years. It even still drag race these engines. But this one here has a brand new Wiseco 1075cc big bore kit in it. New base gasket, new head gasket. The top end was redone on it. All new valves, seals. Has a set of Mikuni smoothbore 29 millimeter big bore carburetors, and of course the classic Kirker 4-in-1 header. And you'll see that the engine, all the covers were sent out and chromed, and the engine head and cylinder were painted black, so it's got a real badass look to it. The black and chrome really play well against each other. So the engine is completely rebuilt with about 2,000 miles on the rebuild. The tin set was also at the same time sent out and professionally repainted, the original Kawasaki color. It's got the new decals on the proper Kawasaki decal package and the KZ1000 logo. It is missing the decals for the rear fender here, but those are on order from Diablo Cycles, so those should be here soon, and before we ship the bike, you'll have the decals on the back of it to complete the package. Has the original style bars, grips, levers, tack and speedometer, original tack and speedometer, showing just 33,000 miles, are in really good condition. The tank's perfectly straight, no dents or damage on the tank. The original forks are in beautiful shape. The whole front end was dismantled off the motorcycle, and the forks lowers were given a professional polish. As you can see, it looks like they're chrome. That's actually a pro polish job that was done on it. In the original wheel set with the original spokes was put in the vapor blaster tank, and the spokes were all vapor blasted, and the hub cleaned up nicely and the chrome polished, and a new Bridgestone Battle Axe BT46 front tire were mounted on there. The original front fenders in beautiful condition. Hard to find them original like this, you know, original chrome and cycle parts like this. It's a beautiful piece. The turn signals, the headlamp, the ears for that hold on the headlight are in mint shape. No evidence of the bike being dropped or fettered with at all. Nice set of mirrors. The master cylinder was rebuilt. The front brake system was rebuilt. And of course, same thing was done at the rear. Rear brake master cylinder was rebuilt. in a brand new Bridgestone Battle Axe matching 46 rear tire was put on there with a new gold chain. So beautiful piece. Just to make sure I didn't miss anything, I'm going to go over the technician notes here, make sure we got everything. The frame was repainted, the frame rails were repainted gloss black, the swing arm was repainted gloss black, the center stand was repainted gloss black, as was the kickstand. The original kickstand and center stand are in great shape. Passenger pegs, rider pegs, engine cases, everything's in beautiful condition on this bike. The tank and all the plastics were buffed and polished and coated with new coat polymer sealant. The forks were, as I said, sanded and polished like chrome. The motor head and jug was repainted black, and the calipers were repainted, and the chain guard was repainted. So that's about it for the cosmetics. Oh, I almost forgot. It's got a brand new seat on it. That's a brand new reproduction saddle, a replica of the original. So that really, and it has the grab bar. So many of these have come in and we're missing like the grab bar or something. It's so nice to get one in that we were able to put the finishing touch, the magic on this thing. It's a beautiful piece. So let's see, the carbs, we just went through the carburetors also, cleaned them, synchronized them, new float bowl gaskets, and synced them perfectly so they run perfect. New NGK spark plugs, brand new Yuasa battery. We installed a new regulator rectifier from Rick's Electric and a new stator from Rick's Electric, who we buy all our vintage classic bike parts from. Also, it has fresh oil in it. I already mentioned the new chain, clean and hone the brake calipers, new front brake pads, and it's got a Pingle high flow fuel petcock, which you're going to need for them big carburetors and that big bore cylinders, which suck down a lot of fuel and put the power to the ground. So that's the good news. The actual cost, the work that was done on the motor, between the bore job, the carbs, the pistons, exhausts, the gaskets, the plugs, the axle coils, and the shop labor was $7,400. That's what that would cost to duplicate that today. The paint job was $1,000, and then we had 44 hours of shop labor doing all the polishing, painting, refurbishing, and tuning. So that work order came out to $6,600. So the total invested in the restoration was an even $15,000 between the engine rebuild and everything else I mentioned. That's what it would cost to duplicate this bike today. So it's not going to be cheap, but none of these vintage, hell, a 73 just sold at Mecum for 52 grand this year. These KZs are going through the roof. There's not a lot of nice ones left. This one is mechanically a 10, cosmetically it's excellent. It's just a kick-ass survivor from a dude that owned it 38 years. Clean title in hand, of course, from the owner, the second owner who's owned it for 38 years. So kickstart, electric start, the brakes work phenomenal. The tires are nice and sticky. The grips are brand new. I forgot to mention that. Probably left out a bunch of stuff that was done to it, but you get the idea. This is not a just needs a carb clean Facebook find that they're asking $6 grand for. This is the one that's been gone through completely mechanically and cosmetically, and it's ready to go. It's not perfect. The bike, in shipping and over the course of since the tank's been painted, there's a couple of little beauty marks on the tank here, not dents, but if you come around this side, I'll show you, there's a couple of tiny little scratches here, right here, and a little blemish in the paint right here. But if I didn't point it out to you, you probably didn't notice it in the video, and you would hardly notice it. But in any event, like I said, the bike's not brand new. It's almost 50 years old. Matter of fact, in 2 years, the bike is going to be 50 years old. But you can see all the new gaskets, the proofs in the pudding, new base gasket, new head gasket, new ignition, new clutch cover gasket, new kicker gasket. The engine was completely dismantled and totally rebuilt. So she's a diamond. It's a diamond. And there's not many left like this. So if you've been thinking about getting one of these, give us a call, 860-454-7024, or put your best bid on it. It'll be sold on eBay to the highest bidder. This is a bike I would sell to a friend or a family member and know they're getting a kick-ass piece that's gonna last another 50 years if you take care of it. Thanks for watching, and God bless America.